Hi everybody, I just wanted to do a really quick off-the-cuff video today while baby star, little star, is out at daycare, just telling you about what it was like this weekend to turn 51 while I'm actually almost 38 weeks pregnant. It was one of the most surreal things I've ever experienced. And also just let you know how I'm going in this final week leading up to the cesarean. And there've been some big breakthroughs in little star getting ready to become a big sister. So it's been a really big week. I also got really sick. So there's a lot to tell you, but I'll try and keep it quick. So for those of you who don't know me, hello, I'm TJ. I'm the mother to a gorgeous little almost 2.5-year-old. She's 2 years, 5 months and a bit girl who on this channel we call Baby Star, but I'm now calling her Little Star because she's no longer a baby. And she's about to become a big sister because I'm about to have baby number 2. And I've done both. I've done this whole journey by myself as a solo mum, a single mother by choice, using sperm donor and egg donor. So the 2 children will be full siblings. And I make videos on this channel just sharing my journey and hopefully inspiring some of you out there who are thinking of having a baby either by yourself or at an older age, or using a donor egg. And I run a community called the My Baby Dream community where we really support each other, and I inspire and support lots of women around the world who are on this kind of path. So if you're thinking of going down this path, definitely have a look at the community. It's at mybabydream.club. You can find out more there. So I am now, what day is it? The day that I'm filming this, I'll probably upload it next weekend, but the day I'm filming this is a Monday. 2 days from now, I will be 38 weeks. And 2 days ago, I turned 51. So I was 37.5 weeks pregnant on the day I turned 51. It was really, really strange because, here's the thing. I haven't yet got used to the idea that I'm 50. I haven't. I don't relate to it at all. I made a video about a year ago when I turned 50 saying how weird it was turning 50. That hasn't changed for me. I never got used to it. Like, I don't feel 50. When I look in the mirror, I don't see someone 50. When I look at my lifestyle, I don't see someone 50. Not what my head thinks of as 50. And, having a toddler at this age, I'm hanging out with so many women who are 10 years younger, 20 years younger, sometimes 30 years younger, who have kids the same age. And my lifestyle is very much built around toddler life, not middle-aged stuff. So I just don't feel that I'm in my 50s. And it was hard enough turning 50, but turning 51 is like, I'm now on the road towards 60. That's just weird. I can't relate to it at all. So it's been really, 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 really strange. So that in itself would have been strange, turning 51. But on top of that, turning 51 with a giant stomach, like full of a baby who I'm about to give birth to at any day. And all I'm thinking about is preparing for the baby. How are we going to transition? Who's going to look after my little girl while I'm in the hospital? Like it's all baby stuff. So I didn't have a party or birthday party or anything this year because my focus is 100% on getting ready for this baby. And last weekend, I shared with you in the last video that last weekend I had a beautiful belly blessing with a lot of women at my house. It was a gorgeous celebration. So for me, that was my birthday party. But, normally my birthday party, I have a party or I do something special or I go on a holiday or I pamper myself. I do something, but it just was not my focus. I really hardly thought about it. But I did go out the night before, the eve of my birthday, for only the second time in 2.5 years by myself. And it was a last minute decision. I had tickets for this beautiful chanting concert by this stunning group called Sacred Earth. They just have the most gorgeous, beautiful, ethereal music. And I thought, it'll be so quiet. It'll be relaxing. It's not going to be exhausting. But it's still a big thing to go get all dressed up and go out at night when you're almost 38 weeks pregnant. You've got a giant stomach. There's the giant stomach. Don't ask me about this belly band because I haven't been impressed with it and I had to get a replacement one. So I'm not going to talk about the brand or any of that, but it's helpful now I have got a replacement one. Anyway, so I went out to see this concert and it was very surreal, but it was also good practice for baby star little star, because I'm slowly preparing her for these days when I'm going to be away in the hospital. And we've had some huge breakthroughs in the last 7 days with her because she's not used to being away from me. The only time she's ever been away from me is to go to daycare, and that's only been in the last 2 or 3 months. So before that, she was with me 24/7. So it's been a very slow transition to get her used to. So, for example, being with my dad is up here, he's 80, and he's having to take on the responsibility of looking after her when she's in the hospital. Plus, I have this woman I told you last time who's moved into my house. He's staying in my spare room for free in return for helping with the daycare drop-offs and pickups and doing some things around the house. She's also a professional nanny, so she's stepping up a little bit more than normal at the moment to help look after little Star, and she will be stepping up a bit more in that week when I'm in the hospital. And if I need to pay her to do extra time, I will, because, you know, she's going to be an invaluable support for my dad. But my dad's obviously been understandably nervous about how's he going to look after a 2.5-year-old, you know, who's crying and wanting her mummy. And so we've had some really big breakthroughs. So when I went out to that concert, I thought, look, this is a good chance for them to see how they cope without me being here if she's upset. I knew I was only going to be out for 2 hours. I was really praying I would not go into labour while I'm driving to the concert or while I'm driving back, because I live in the middle of the country and there's no street lights. Like, you're driving through nothing, black country roads. I was like, really, I don't want to go to labour while I'm driving this concert. But I was fine. Baby is still in tummy. Still in. He's still in there. And look, little Star cried her eyes out when I left. She did not want me to go. She clung to me. She was so upset. But, and she cried for, I think, the first 20, maybe even 30 minutes after I was gone. I felt terrible when I heard that. But eventually she calmed down. And then she had a lovely next 2 hours playing with my dad and watching Bluey or whatever she watched, and, you know, just chilling out. She had a lovely time playing with him and the woman who's living in my house. So it was fine. And we had another breakthrough earlier this week with her, which was the biggest breakthrough we've had, actually. And it has set my mind at ease that she will be okay when I'm gone, even if I'm gone for 5 or 6 days. Because, so here's what happened. Totally bizarre. Wednesday mornings, I take her to swimming. I've been getting my friend Christina, who's my birth partner, who's an older lady who loves baby Star like a grandmother, and she loves swimming. So I've been preparing her to take over the swimming classes so that when I have the baby, because I won't be able to get into the water after cesarean, I won't be able to drive. I don't want to be dealing with a newborn and a toddler in the water. It's just, I can't. So I've been grooming her to take over. So she's been coming with us to the swimming lessons, getting in the water with us, but I cannot get little Star to get out of my arms and put her in Christina's arms. I'm like, here, darling, go into Auntie Christina's arms for this next bit. She will not. She just clings to me. She will not go with anyone else. She won't even go with the teacher in the class. So I was like, how is Christina going to take her for this swimming lesson? So anyway, on Wednesday, I was supposed to go take her to swimming. It probably would have been the last time I would take her before getting close to the surgery, the cesarean. And Tuesday night, I don't know what happened, but I got very, very sick. I don't know if I ate something and I had food poisoning or if it was a 24-hour gastro bug, but I was up the whole night vomiting. I even thought it might be some weird labor symptom, but I was really, really sick, and I spent the whole of Wednesday in bed. It was pretty scary because I thought, God, am I going to be sick for the whole rest of my pregnancy? Have I got like full-on gastroenteritis or some really bad stomach bug? This is going to be a nightmare going into cesarean if I'm sick. But actually, it only lasted for 24 hours. Thank God. But the gift that came out of me being so sick was I couldn't go to swimming. So I rang Christina and I said, look, I'm too sick to go. Would you like to try taking her by yourself, or should we just skip the week? She said, no, I'm game. I'll try it. So they went, and my dad went with them so that she would have someone she really knows, and also Auntie Christina. And she cried the whole way there in the car. She's never been in a car without me before. That was her first time in her whole life being in a car without me. So she cried the whole way there. She was distraught. But when they got there, apparently the first thing she said was, the owl always comes back. Because I've been reading her this book for months about the owl mummy, the owl babies. They don't know where their mum is. They get really upset. They get really scared. And then at the end of the book, the owl mummy comes back. Because the owl mummy always comes back. She was just off getting food for the owl babies. So we've been reading this book, The Owl Mummy Always Comes Back, for so long. So the first thing she said, oh, she's such a clever child. Oh my God, like, talk about speaking in metaphor. Anyway, so then they went into the swimming class and she was fine. She got in the pool with Christina. She did the whole lesson. My dad filmed the whole thing. I watched these clips from this swimming and I was like, she's actually swimming better with her than with me, because with me, she's constantly trying to kiss me and cuddle me and put her arms around my neck. It's hard to get her to actually swim. But with Christina, she didn't have any of that attachment stuff, so she just swam. So that was a miracle. And then they took her out to a cafe with a playground. They did not come home till 2 p.m. She missed her nap, but like, whatever. That's like the longest she's ever been away from me, other than at daycare, in her whole life. First time she's ever been in a car. They did her car seat clips. They did everything. So ever since that happened, and then the night when I went away for my birthday, I've realized she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. They can handle it. They can look after her. My dad's confidence has gone like this. You know, he's never raised a child before. The last time he looked after a toddler was 50 years ago when I was one. And he probably didn't do much. My mum probably did it all. So it's big for him. So he feels really confident now. I know this woman who's living here is fantastic with little Star. She loves her. So my anxiety about all of that has really gone now. So now I'm like, okay, it's going to be okay. I could go into labor tomorrow. I could have the C-section tomorrow. I could have a natural birth, who knows? Or it could be as it's scheduled, which is in just over a week. The scheduled date is a week tomorrow. But she'll be okay. So now I can actually turn my attention to this baby, the one in here, rather than my older girl. And so I'm just starting to do things like read up on, I made a lot of notes last time when I was pregnant about breastfeeding, newborn stuff, and I'm reading over all those notes again. Geez, I took good notes 2.5 years ago. And I started doing a bit of expressing of colostrum, because it's good to have a stash of colostrum in case the baby, because I'm gestational diabetes, in case the baby has high blood sugar. So, you know, you get like I'm hopeless at expressing colostrum. Last time I got about 3 drops each time I did it. It was the same this time. I think this time I got about 5 drops. So I'll turn up like, here's my 5 drops of colostrum, please put them in the freezer at the hospital. And we'll see if it goes better tonight. But, you know, I've turned my attention now fully to the newborn, now that I can relax around little Star. So I'm just doing the final things, getting the house ready. I set up the bathing area yesterday, just different places in the house for nappy changes, diaper changes, things like that. Just catching up on last bits of work I have to get done. And it feels like it's winding down. It feels like my military operation of the last 3 months of getting billion things done so that I can just be present with the baby is actually done now. There's only a few things left to do and none of them are urgent. So I've packed my hospital bag, everything's ready. So if this baby comes tomorrow, it's all ready to go. There's a few bonus things I could do, like catch up on my daughter's journal, which I'm a year behind, which I would love to do. So I'm a chunk of that over the next week. I don't want to be a year behind when I start a new journal for the new baby. But, yeah, as I said, that's like bonus stuff. None of that's essential. So it's all good. It's looking good. The hardest thing for me has been this weird thing about turning 51. I've been a little bit self-conscious about it because I did a few posts when I first got pregnant on Instagram and TikTok, and I got so much abuse from people saying, you're too old to have a baby, it's child abuse. It was awful. And since then, I have never really mentioned my age on any of my videos on Instagram or TikTok. And usually YouTube, I don't really put age in the title, you know, it's just like I'm 30 weeks pregnant, I'm 25 weeks pregnant. Only people who like follow me know my age. I never felt any of these concerns when I was talking about having baby Star at 48. I never really copped any abuse from being 48 and having a baby, but for something about being 50 or 51 and having a baby really, really freaks people out. And it freaks me out too. I understand it. I would be freaked out if I heard that and I didn't know anything about this topic. So I can understand the reactions. People don't know my specific circumstances. Every woman is different. Age 50 is not the same for each person. We all have a different biological age, even though we have the same chronological age. I'm quite a young 51, but still, I am still that age. I plan to live to 100. Who knows? I might live till 52. Like you can't predict anything in life. All I can do is take measures to keep myself young and flexible in my body and healthy. Make sure there's people in my children's life who love them, who will be willing to look after them if something happened to me. Teach them everything they need to know for their lives. Pray that I stick around for at least 30 years more. Hope that it's 50 years more, because I'd love to be there for my children's 50th to be 101. That's my goal. But that's all I can do. And, you know, my daughter has had an amazing life so far, and I think she's a very happy child. So we'll see what happens when she gets older. But yeah, it's going to be confronting to have to make videos now saying, I've had this baby at 51. I feel like my YouTube viewers are a very supportive audience, and a lot of you are trying to have babies at older ages so you understand this situation. But if I go onto Instagram or TikTok, I don't feel that. I feel like the people who don't know me see the stuff a lot. It's a lot more shown to people who don't know me. So I do get a bit nervous about that. But you know what? I've just got to be who I am. Tell my story. I know it's inspiring a lot of people. And sometimes I feel a bit guilty that I've gotten pregnant so easily twice at this age, because I know how many women are struggling with that. Like, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for women over 40, over 45, even over 50. I'm in a lot of groups for women who are solo mums or single mums by choice who are older. I'm in a lot of groups for people using donor eggs or donor sperm, and I see the struggles, you know, and I've got personal friends. I've got one friend who it took her 17 years to have a baby. She had her child in her mid-50s, but she tried for 17 years. So, you know, I know how hard and how long this road can be. So sometimes I feel a bit guilty that, like, I tried once with my own eggs, it didn't work. I moved on to donor eggs and it worked the first time. I got my daughter and now it's worked the first time for this, my little boy. And I actually raised this topic in a group that I was facilitating, a little support circle. We run these support circles in my community, my baby dream community. And we had a group of other women who were trying to have a baby. They're a little bit older and they're single mothers by choice. And we were having this beautiful support circle and everyone was sharing and listening to each other and giving each other empathy and advice. And it was fabulous. And I just raised this as, look, I feel sometimes a bit guilty that it's happened so easily for me. Does it make you guys uncomfortable? Does it make you feel resentful? And they actually all said, no, it actually really inspires us. And thank God that you had these babies easily, because that's enabled you to make these YouTube videos and set up this community, and otherwise none of us would be doing this, because a lot of these women are inspired by my journey, and that's what's helped them take the final step to starting their journey. So these women said, well, if it hadn't happened that way for you, you wouldn't be inspiring all these women and all these babies wouldn't be getting born now. So don't feel guilty about it, to see that you've been given this gift for a reason. And I feel like I have been given this gift for a reason, and that's to make these videos, run this community, support other women who are going through this journey, to show them what's possible. Yes, sometimes it's very difficult and it takes ages, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it can happen easily, and sometimes you can really enjoy it and have a beautiful time doing it. And that's, you know, that's what I want to share, that it doesn't have to be difficult. It may take time, but it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be stressful. It can actually happen with grace and ease and joy. You do need to be organized. You need to plan. You need to make sure you have support around you. And that's all the stuff that I'm teaching when I'm coaching women. You need to be organized. You need to plan. You need to have support around you. You need to have the right mental headspace. You need to have done some emotional work on yourself. You need to have cleared any blocks or fears. Obviously, there's a lot of groundwork you have to do. But if you do that, you can actually have a really beautiful experience of having a baby at an older age, or having a baby by yourself, or having a baby using donor eggs or donor embryo. So hopefully these videos are inspiring you. I probably won't make another video till after the birth, because, you know, we're getting down to the pointy end now and I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. I might be feeling sick. I should just say that I'm actually feeling really good. Apart from that day when I was sick, I've been feeling good. My tummy does feel very heavy and I have had a bit of cramping, which makes me keep thinking I'm going into labor, but I don't think it is labor. It's probably Braxton Hicks or something else, but it's been a bit full on. So as long as I wear a belly band of some description, I take lots of rests, I'm actually doing pretty good physically. But I probably won't film any more videos like this. I don't think so. Maybe I'll do one on the way to the hospital or something. But basically, you'll probably next see me live like this after the baby's born. But what I have done is I filmed a whole lot of videos for you guys over the next 3 months to go out on topics that you've asked me about, like my breastfeeding journey, things like that, things about being a single mother by choice. So they're all going to go out. I'm going to look like about 20 weeks or 22 weeks pregnant in those videos, because that's when I shot them. But you'll know that they're out of chronological order because I pre-filmed them all. And you'll know that I've probably had the baby, and I'm going to eventually make a video once I've come out of that 4th trimester, and I'll tell you all how it's going. All right, so until then, look after yourselves. So over here, you'll see another video that I've made on a similar topic, which hopefully will inspire you for your journey. And until I see you next again, live like this in the flesh, I'm sending you so much love, so much baby dust. Bye.